Hey folks, I'm here to give you a quick tutorial on submitting for reimbursement on web grants. Let's get right into it. Before you do anything on web grants, you need to assemble your billing packets, preferably in this order. Each month's packet should contain your signed invoice for all the expenses, a completed expenditure report, a detailed general ledger, and supporting documentation such as receipts, timesheets, payroll summaries, and paid invoices. All of these items you see on the slide support each other. Your invoice amount should match the expenditure report, which should match the general ledger exactly, and every single item on the general ledger needs to have a friend, a piece of supporting documentation to back it up. It is preferable that all of these items are put into one PDF file. I use Adobe because it's quick and painless. I'm able to move things around into the right order, change a sideways receipt to a better orientation, sign, or even add notes. There are also free versions of PDF software that you can get online that do similar things. The more you familiarize yourself with PDF manipulation, the more comfortable you will get with putting together a rockstar billing packet that's as easy to read for you as it is for me, which makes it faster to review and faster to get you your reimbursement. Before we move on, I just wanted to make a few notes about the general ledger. You can use QuickBooks or any accounting software that you have, or you can even make one on Excel or Google Forms. I have a template I am happy to provide you. If you do use accounting software, we would like to see only the expenses that you are asking for reimbursement for, and not everything you spent money on for the whole organization for the whole month. You should be able to create accounting codes when you input expenses that would allow you to generate reports any way you want to, which would make this easy for you. If for some reason you're stuck with the only option of having to submit every expense for the whole month, please just make sure that the expenses you're asking for to be reimbursed are clearly highlighted. And if you have any notes to add, that's fine. Just make it clear and legible. For example, if your report shows an expense for $5, but you only want $2 of it reimbursed, please make a clear note about that on the general ledger. The note can be handwritten or digital as long as it's clear. Just make it painfully obvious. The last note I have is to make sure if you're collecting an administrative fee that it is also listed on your general ledger. This is a super common mistake. You don't need to provide any other documentation for an admin fee, but it does need to show up on your general ledger. Here is what the template I built looks like in action for the general ledger. It's extremely simple and easy to input expenses, and I'm happy to provide a copy to anyone who would find it useful. There's also templates on Excel that you can look at that would also work just fine. We will send you the website link for web grants, and I encourage you to bookmark it immediately. It's not one that you can really memorize, and you'll want quick access to it each month. After you've logged in with your username and password, click on My Grants. Click on the name of the contract under Project Title. Next, click on Status Reports. Now you will see some preloaded status reports. There should be one labeled Expenditure Report for each month of your contract. I just put a couple of test ones in here so you could see what it looks like, but there will be more. There will also be some likely labeled general documents that have certain due dates depending on the contract that you have. This will be the place to load things like annual reports. For now, click on the ID for the status report that matches the month you are trying to get reimbursed for. You'll note that there is a series of clicking through before you get to the right spot. Please feel validated in how silly this is, but I promise we're almost there. Click on Expenditure Report. Now you will go up to the top and click Add. This one is probably self-explanatory, but you click Choose File and find wherever you saved it on your computer. Input a description such as April billing packet for Childcareville, then hit Save at the top. These next couple of clicks are really hard to remember because you feel like you uploaded and you're done, but you're not. Now you have to hit Mark as complete And then you have to hit submit. Now that is the last step. Once you hit submit, I get a generated email that says the report is ready for review. If you don't hit submit, I will not know that you did all this awesome work and that you're ready for your reimbursement. Once it comes into me, there is an accounting review and a comparison to your budget, and then it gets set up the chain in our accounting department for final approval and payment. I want to go over just a few common mistakes that I see so we can help avoid them. I went over the general ledgers not being clear earlier, but I really can't understate it. Make it painfully obvious what you're trying to say, what the expense was for, when it happened, all that good stuff. In federal funds, if this is a federal contract that you're working on, we're also bound by what is called a period of performance, which means that you can only be reimbursed for items that were incurred during the contract period. So for a contract starting July 1st, 2022 through April 29th, 2023, for example, will not be able to reimburse anything incurred prior to July 1st. We also need to point out that you cannot order anything online in the last few days of the contract period. To meet the period of performance rules, all items have to be delivered and in use by the last day of the contract. Many people wait until the last day and fill their online shopping carts with materials. Please do not do this. It will be very important to plan your expenses out in advance rather than waiting until the last moment. I know it's easier said than done, but it's so important. I also commonly see illegible receipts or invoices come in. There are blurry pictures or even incomplete. If a receipt says page 1 of 2, but there's no second page, unfortunately, I have to bug you for that second page. If you cannot read the receipt, we can't either. If you need help learning how to scan with a smartphone or need any kind of technical help with Adobe or whatever PDF software you use, please reach out. We're more than happy to help you and oftentimes are learning ourselves. Step 3 is relax. You did it. You submitted a report. Excellent work. Now, if there are any hiccups, if we find some math problems or an unallowable expense, we will reach out via email to get these corrected. Corrections happen entirely over email, as you can't make any changes once you submit on WebGrants. So if you notice a mistake right after you submit, go ahead and let us know. We'll figure it out together. Thanks for watching. Please let us know if you have any questions.